I would say a good all-round lens will be a 24-70. It kind of does well in most scenarios. A7 III. Okay, so your best option there, photo. Okay, that's fine. Are you going to shoot mostly indoor or outdoor? Because there's an f4 lens and an f2.8, and I'm deciding which one to show you, because they're both good lenses. But a 2.8 would be better in low light conditions. So for example, if you're indoors, that extra you'll get better pictures. Basically, it'll look nicer in the dark. The f4, if you're outdoors, it will look nice, mostly indoors. Okay, then you're probably better with the 2.8. Are you planning to use any lights, or do you want a camera just point and shoot? Because if you have lights, we could push it a bit, can get you a better lens. So this is option number 1. This would be a 24-70 lens, f4. You got good lights. This is gonna be a good option for you for many scenarios. 12, 24, June. Oh yeah, that's kind of wide, isn't it? That's a bit too wide, isn't it? That'd be like wider than this, because at the moment I'm on 35mm and you're on 12-24. Okay, so I get you now. I think what you'll need is something like this. Would be a good option because it's going to cover you all the way up to 70. But then on the flip side of that, there's another good option here. Personally, I've got this lens in the Canon version, 24-70 2.8, and I love it for like multi-use. So this will do nicely, 24-70 2.8, and solid lens basically, no complaints. It's the right mount for your camera, E-mount, and you'll get good shots with that. So all round 24-70 will be good. If I open up my Lightroom catalog, and I'll show you a couple of photos at 24mm and at 70 from like historic photos that I've taken, and it'll give you an idea of how, yeah, that's raw as shot in the camera. So wait, 24 and then 70. So you'll see in the bottom corner here, you can see like there's a go back that becomes a head because of the exposure factor. I really need to develop that. Let me see if I normally do a bit of developing on it. Okay, so we just need a little bit of a boost on exposure, very cool, bit of fill, a bit of blacks, a bit of clarity. So you'll notice there, that's not tack sharp, and the reason for that was full frame versus crop sensor. That camera that I used there was this camera, and that camera is a crop sensor camera, so it doesn't perform great in low light. But if that lens was on my full frame body, because it's a full frame, it performs better in low light, because that's like ISO 3200. It's indoors, it's very dark, and that's why you want 2.8. Let me show you one on the full frame to show you how clean it can get on your Sony. So here, if you look at that, that's a lot sharper than the other photo I showed you, because I was using a full frame body, and that performs better in low light. There's a couple of shots of her, but you will also notice your shutter speed's quite, well, it depends how. I'm probably teaching you to suck eggs, but that shutter speed was quite low, so because the model was in movement, it looks a bit blurry. But in essence, if you crack it at a good, that's still not, well, you're watching this on a 720p live stream, so you're probably not seeing the full quality of this. Yes, it does depend on your spot where you stand, because what will happen is, ideally you want a spot where you can get your 24. I normally live stream with this lens on my camera, and this lens you're looking at right now is a 24-70. So let me show you. I'll zoom out fully to 24, and then I'll zoom into 70. What I just did there was I went ultra wide and then I went straight in, so you kind of saw how much that affected it. So that's a 24-70. It's on 2.8 at the moment, and I've got one big light. It's quite dark, it's pitch black in here. That light is the only thing that's powering me, and the lights behind me. But yeah, it's I say the best all-round lens is 24-70, because when you stand somewhere, you can get a nice wide shot, and then when you zoom in, you're going to get like a really nice tight shot. And if you're standing about, this is about 6 feet away, if you're standing 20 feet away from a fashion catwalk, you'll get her full shot, top head to toe. And then when she gets to really close to you, you zoom in fully and you'll get the top, you know, the standard image for magazines. Okay, no worries. Have a look at that, decide. But it's not that bad. It's only, they're professional camera lenses, and it's only like what, $2,200. So compared to the camera, it's like a reasonable amount, and it's a solid lens you'll have for years. I've had mine for many years. I've got the box here somewhere. There. There's the box with it. But yeah, I've had it for many years. It does very well. But yeah, hopefully that helps. You can add it to your cart, buy it now, and take some amazing photos with it. I'm on social media, so let me know what photos you take. Always interested in what people do with them. And also, let me give you some other information here. If you search Zulf photography on YouTube or Google, anywhere, you'll get my website and you can join free. What you do get is free information about photo, live streaming, cameras, all the basics. So you put your name and email in, I'll send you a free email list. What that does is sends you extra information and courses about photography. So if you check your inbox, once you put your name and email in and click send, you'll get a letter from me basically saying, hello, thanks for joining. And as you scroll up, it'll say, here are your free guides. It gives you frequent questions about photography, live streaming, cameras. You get a free course as well. It's not really like in depth, but it's the main things you want to know about: what makes a good photo, how to take photos, lighting, shutter speed, aperture. You might know all of this anyway, but it's just extra like top up, and it's free. So you can check that out via the link and just play through it's about 2 or 3 minutes each section. It's a full-on course. So yes, hopefully that helps you, and let me know how it goes.